Legato. I have a terrible problem with my shoes nightly. Keep coming undone.
All right. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Whole Lot of Zepp channel.
This is one from many moons ago.
Gonna be talking some diecast. I'm the host, Rick. And we're gonna be listening to some cool Zeppelin music in the process while we talk diecast. And I got a partner with me. I gotta ask him some questions here because I'm kind of lost on days. So we'll come over here, park it, and here's R2D2. So I thought I'd ask him what today is because I'm kind of lost on days. I am so lost on days. I'm sorry here. 2 minutes in and I can't figure things out. So I think I know what today is, but I'm not positive. All right, R2. Is today Monday? No. Okay. Is today Wednesday? Is it Monday? No? Okay, I didn't mean to make you sad. Are you sure today's not Wednesday? And it's not Thursday. Okay. I know what day it is. I know. It's Friday. Okay, so apparently it's not Friday. And R2D2 just took a dirt nap. Alright, so today it's M2uesday. Alright, so let me just start off with the GTO. The 1969 Judge that I swapped the wheels out on. It's out of the blister pack and I'm going to put it up on the turntable. So I originally was going to put the green Steelies with the dog dish caps on this one. And when I posted a question to my viewers and subscribers, what wheels would look best on this, and I showed the three the three types of wheels that I could choose besides the gray wheels, the gray Kragers that were stock on this GTO. So the Kragers won out, and it looks beautiful. It's got a nice stance to it. It looks really good. So I'm glad I had you guys vote on what wheels to pick, because you guys did a nice choice. I agree. The Kragers look phenomenal. So to continue with the M2 theme, because it's M2uesday. Sorry, Memphis. I got this really sweet microbus deluxe. It's a USA model, and it's Maui and Sons, and it's a 1959 microbus. I like that coral color. It's pretty cool. It's got a lot of detail on that for such a small microbus. It's got a sunroof, a collapsible sunroof. I'm sure that must have been nice in the summertime. And a roof rack, obviously, as you can see. I guess for surfing equipment. Surfboards, of course. I'm surprised this didn't come with a surfboard. That's interesting. Because mostly everything that M2 does, it's pertaining to surfing. They usually have a surfboard connected to it some way or other. I do have a few vehicles with surfboards. And in our community, I'm sure there's more, but I know of one who is a avid surfer, and that would be Diecast Clown. That man loves to surf. From what he told me, and I believe him. Why not? If you got a place down by the shore, why not? You know? So that's the Maui and Sons. And so this is M2uesday, but this still falls into the category of so this happened. And actually it did, but I had to wait until M2uesday to show it. Plus, I like this car. I like the livery on it too. And incidentally, my daughter swiped this out from underneath me at Hobby Lobby, and I had to order one online because they didn't have any more.
Get more savings on more Subarus at Faulkner.
This is a 68.
On new 2022 Subaru models. Visit FaulknerSubaruBethlehem.com to get started. Faulkner Subaru, to be sure.
Yeah, it's a 68 SS 350, and the livery is Purple Hornies.
We're gonna have some fun.
Which is basically Flowtech exhaust. I could have used this in the breast cancer awareness challenge, but that wasn't the really most important thing about doing the challenge. It was created to create awareness and to support women, not just women. I think anybody going through cancer, but this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So, of course, we're going to focus mainly on breast cancer awareness, but it goes for anybody that has had cancer and beat it or is going through it and fighting it. Not to mention the people that have been lost by it. So it wasn't just a challenge to show off pink cars. It had a meaning behind it. It wasn't just look at my cool pink cars, which of course I want to show off the cars, but it was the meaning behind showing these vehicles that meant the most, that showed its importance. So anyway, here's my 68 SS 350 Purple Hornies. And of course I say so this happened because without fail I got another 70 SS NOS edition. I just can't seem to break away from this Camaro Chevelle thing. It just, I'm telling you guys, this happens for real. Like I said, I did save I saved both of the M2s for today because of it being M2uesday. Just another Chevelle to add to my collection. I dig the wheels on it. They kind of look like center lines, but I don't think they are. Again, it's a 70 Chevelle. I don't mind the livery on it. I do have quite a few Chevelles that are just Chevelles that look like they came out of the showroom. So when I get a Chevelle that has livery on it, it doesn't bother me that much because I have quite a few M2s that don't have livery on them. That mint green one that Ireland had showed the other day is one that I have in my collection. The one that CRA Diecast gifted me to replace my Heartbreaker Chevelle, and that's just a straight up Chevelle, no livery on it, and it's the Phantom Blue. That is now my thank you Chevelle, as they all accrue names from Led Zeppelin songs. My daughter is now in possession of the Heartbreaker Chevelle. And I have the thank you Chevelle. So anyway, that's my 70 Chevelle, and so this happened, along with M2uesday. That was like a bonus thing there. It's not only M2uesday, it's also, and so this happened. Now, I kind of partially had this in the box because there's a reason for it. And I have to move this back so I can really show. I need to show it in the box, as I'm sure some of you have seen this already. Alright, I can't get the whole thing here. If I just move the camera, maybe. There we go. So, I have this Mustang set. You know, I need to turn the light on. I can get some better focus if I do that. And I'm walking without the cane. Hi, folks. Oh. All right. So if you notice, in the back there and in the front on the bottom, it says 70Z, and there is an American star symbol in the center. Okay, and to the right here we have 375, 450. All right, so that's what's on the box. Now I'm going to explain to you, for those of you that don't know, the meaning behind the numbers, the letter, and the livery on it. So I'm going to put the whole setup on the turntable as I explain this. There we go. Okay, so all right, so the 70 represents the year of the Mustang and the truck as well. The truck is a 70 C950, a Ford, obviously, since it's towing a Ford. And the Mustang is a 1970 Boss 429. Now, there's a couple reasons you're seeing the livery like this. One is, some of you may have not known this, but the Mustang was not named after horses. Although they use a horse, it is not meant or named after a horse. The Mustang was named after a World War II fighter plane that essentially sealed the Nazi Germany fate in World War II. When this plane entered the European campaign, it brought a lot of calmness to the bombers that were going out on daily missions to strike down the Axis. And these fighter planes, for the most part, in the beginning of the war, they had fighter planes that would tag along with the bombers, but they could only go so far because they had a short fuel tank. And they usually left right before the flak started and the enemy fighter planes would come in. See, the German fighter planes knew how long the bombers would be escorted before they ran low on fuel and had to turn around and fly away. So when they did that, they sent their fighters up and then they started throwing flak heavily at these bombers. I know a little bit about this because my dad was a B-17 tail gunner, and he was one of a handful of men in his plane that survived all 25 missions and got to come home. He was a very quiet man and did not discuss the war too much. As a matter of fact, when I asked him questions about it, he would just humbly and quietly say, "I really don't want to talk about it." But he did discuss things with me later on in life, the older I got. And I gotta say, I never seen a man get so choked up over losing pilot or friends that he became close with that were they became his family. And he lost a couple in the B-17 that he was in. And incidentally, my dad also took some shot as well. I don't know if it was flak or enemy fire, but he had a Purple Heart, and that is buried with his mother. My grandmother. I never got to meet her. She passed away before I was born. So some of his medals are buried with my grandmom. I do have a few of his medals, and I have his service discharge and the American flag. Now that I spewed all of that out, what happened was the Americans and the British came together and said, well, the British said to the Americans, you have a very maneuverable plane at your ready. The problem is it doesn't have the speed or capacity to fly long distance. So this P-51 Mustang, which is what the livery is on the truck and the Mustang, it's set up exactly how it would be painted on a P-51 fighter plane. That's where the Mustang name originally came from, the P-51 Mustang, North American. It was a very famous fighter plane that escorted the bombers into Berlin, never left their sides, and fought off the German fighter pilots so the bombers could continue their missions. And you got to give a heavy thanks to the Tuskegee Airmen as well for doing their due diligence. And that is a well-diverse group of black men who volunteered to be in the Army, and they still didn't get the respect that they deserved until much later in life. And that's sad, because they were an integral part of helping. They were just as American as everybody else. So if you ever get to see Tuskegee Airmen, I recommend that, because it's a really good movie, and it shows what those men went through and what they fought for, and I admire them. And that is something my dad did talk to me about. He called them, well, they all did. All the bombers, planes called the fighter pilots their little friends. So there's the P-51, or not the P-51, it's just the Mustang with the P-51 livery on it. And here's the Mustang. And the color scheme painted, that is exactly how a P-51 Mustang would be painted on the fuselage and the cowl. The cowling, and on the tail. Those colors are correct. And I think it's a phenomenal piece. And so to get back to the numbers and the letters, the numbers we know are from 1970. The letter represents a code, and that letter usually fell in the fourth or fifth digit in the VIN number. And this letter represents the engine size, the carburetor, the horsepower, and also the torque pounds per foot. So what we have is a 1970 Z. Z is the last letter in the alphabet, and that code started in 1969, and that represented the Boss 429, which had a 4-barrel carburetor and was rated at 375 horsepower, which had 450 torque pounds per foot. So those are all the numbers and the letters that represent what this Mustang is. And they did it in a way that it would look like serial numbers and call letters on a P-51 Mustang, which is what this car was named after. Again, not horses. I saw last week, and if you haven't checked his channel out, go check him out. 519 Diecast. He got the hauler set, and the one that struck out the most to me was this one. And I told him, I said, I think I just found the next piece to add to my M2 collection. And as I was telling him that, I was already on the phone ordering it. Because I liked the way they did the livery, and I knew what it represented. I just hope I did it. I hope I did this Mustang justice. And for you Ford fans, Ford fan diecast for one, and I know there's quite a few of you other guys out there. Of course, Joe from XLT Off-Road Bear. I mean, he's the Ford guru. So I hope I didn't disappoint with what knowledge I provided for the Mustang hauler set and what the letters and the numbers represent. That's all I have on tap for today. It's a small M2uesday, and I pissed R2D2 off because I just wouldn't give up and say today's M2uesday. He had it with me and threw himself down, so anyway, that's what I have on tap. I thank my subscribers very much for hanging out with me and seeing all the cars that I have on tap. And I'm just knocking stuff over left and right here. I need a bigger table to work on. So you've been watching the Whole Lot of Zepp channel. I'm Rick. I hope you enjoyed the 4th edition of M2uesday. I will continue to do this if you guys like it. And be a great favor to me if you hit that share, like, and subscribe button. Without you guys, there's really no point in doing this, and it's no fun. And I really appreciate my subscribers hanging out and seeing what I got on Diecast, and I appreciate your comments as well. As for Mike from Alabama or Georgia, Mike from Georgia, he had asked me a question pertaining to diecast that I'm selling. I just it was in my wife's name, and I recently just took it over. I do sell diecast on eBay, and what I plan on doing going forward is when I get a new case of something in, I will show the case, and before I put anything up on eBay for sale, I will give my subscribers first dibs at retail price. That's how I'm going to work that. So anyway, you've been watching a Whole Lot of Zepp channel on M2uesday, the 4th edition. I'm Rick. You guys stay healthy, stay safe, take care of one another, and I'll catch you on my next video.